Mele Kyari, the Group Managing Director of the Nigeria National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, says Nigeria will be a net exporter in 2024. And I quote him, "Today we export 100% of our productions. No resource-dependent country does this, and that is why we must deliver on our mandate. I don't want to speak about it. When it is done, you will see it. So I don't want to tell you we are going to revamp our refineries. This is too much of PowerPoint talks. So it will be done and you will see it. I don't want to speak about it. We are tired of speaking about it. But what we must achieve is that this country must be a net exporter of petroleum products, and this is within sight." Is this another political statement? Or is this achievable? Can we begin to sell refined crude products and make profits for this country? This is our first hot topic this morning on The Breakfast. Today is 10th October, and it is also the Mental Health Day Awareness Day set aside to bring awareness about this very critical matter. The day aims to highlight the importance of mental health and to mobilize effort in support of mental health education, awareness, and advocacy. The theme of the World Mental Health Day 2023 is "Mental Health is a Universal Human Right." The World Mental Health Day is recognized in order to raise awareness. We'll be speaking with a mental health advocate as our second hot topic guest this morning. We'll also be taking a look at the front pages of some national dailies and discuss the headlines there on Off the Press. Our analysts will be joining us to take a look at them this morning. Hello and welcome to The Breakfast on Plus TV Africa. I am Maureen Menonwezigwe. It is the 10th day of October. Call it 1010 if you like. 2023, the blessed year of the Lord. How are you? Okay, so let's go straight to our top trending. The first top trending. The Lagos State High Court sitting at the Tafawa Balewa Square Annex, Iboshere, Lagos Island has convicted and sentenced to death by hanging a suspended Assistant Superintendent of Police Drambi Vandi for the murder of Lagos-based lawyer Mrs. Bolanle Raheem. Justice Ibironke Harrison held that the prosecution, the Lagos state government, had proven the case against the convict beyond all reasonable doubt. On January 16th, the Lagos state government arraigned Vandi before the court for shooting to death the 41-year-old pregnant lawyer at the Aja Underbridge checkpoint on December 25th, 2022. The convict faced a one-count charge of murder contrary to Section 223 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State 2015. On July 14th, Justice Ibironke Harrison fixed the date for judgment after taking the final address of parties in the case. Upon the close of the case of both sides, the Director of Public Prosecution in the state, Babajide Martins, the Defense Counsel, Jude Egu, informed the court that they were ready to adopt their final written addresses. The Defense Counsel, Mr. Egu, argued that the case of the prosecution was based on hearsay and circumstantial evidence and was not compelling enough to convict the defendant. But the prosecution argued that the action taken by the defendant to fire the ammunition was deliberate and direct in killing the deceased. So there's your first top trending. It was a very horrible story we had back then. On Christmas Day, the tragic incident that took the life of that beautiful, young, pregnant woman. May we never see that again. I hope that this sentencing serves as a great lesson to trigger happy, please people who think whatever, whenever they have those equipment in their hands. Okay, so to our second top trending, the news of President Bola Tinubu's son Seyi flying a presidential jet to attend Polo games in Kano State has sparked mixed reactions on X, formerly Twitter. The discussion started when a journalist, Jafar, on Monday criticized Seyi's use of a presidential jet for non-official purposes, citing a similar instance when President Muhammadu Buhari's daughter Hanan traveled in a presidential jet for a photo tour. That happened in Bauchi State back then. But sharing photos on his ex, Jafar wrote, quote, "Here is Tinubu's golden child, Seyi, traveling in a presidential jet to watch Polo in Kano. But this trend did not start today. Buhari set the bad example when he allowed his daughter Hanan to travel in a presidential jet for a photo tour in Bauchi. Even if our laws are vague on this, one thing is clear. This is an offense to the moral code of leadership." Many ex-users reacted negatively to the news and criticized the failure of ethics demonstrated by the president and his son. Meanwhile, others criticized Jafar for the story, pointing out that as the first child of the nation, or the first children of the nation, the president's children could not be taking commercial flights if they needed to travel. So what's your take on this? Should the first children be using presidential jets to go for social events, as the golden children? Should they or should they not? Is it their right? Are they entitled by law? And even if the law is vague on it, as Jafar has said, ethically, is it right for them, considering the economic situation of the country, considering what is going on? But economic situation bad or not, is it right for the children of the president to use the presidential jet? What say you? Let us know. Go to our social media platforms and drop your thoughts. We'd like to hear from you. And so the third top trend in this morning takes us to Ebonyi State, where the state government on Monday flagged off free toll bus services as part of measures to cushion the effects of the fuel subsidy removal carried out by the federal government. The four-number 100-seater buses procured for workers in Ebonyi State by Governor Francis Nwifuru was commissioned by the state's Commissioner for Works and Transport, Engineer Stanley Lebechi Mbam. The buses commenced operations by conveying workers and students from Abakaliki to the permanent site of the state-owned university at Ezembo, from Abakaliki to Ikwo, from Abakaliki to Centenary City of the new government house and other places in the state. Mbam said the gesture was in fulfillment of Governor Nwifuru's People's Charter for Needs Manifesto to make things better for the people of the state. He described the governor as talk and do governor. On his part, Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Transport, Fred Nwagbaga, assured students and workers of Ebonyi State University that they would benefit from the transport scheme. He also promised the same benefits for the staff of the Centenary City as well as Funai and College of Education. He further revealed that the company that supplied the buses had assured the government of their intention to establish a workshop in Ebonyi State to take care of the vehicles. Oshim Tobias Nkebu, SUG President, Ebonyi State University, commended Governor Francis Nwifuru for the initiative and his policies and programs, which is set to have direct impact on the people of the state. Indeed, these are some of the news we want to be hearing, not all this nonsense sharing of cups of rice and cups of palm oil and groundnut oils. We want to see infrastructure, we want to see things put in place that everyone can enjoy, as a means of cushioning the effects of the fuel subsidy removal. Do we have subsidy removal? That is another question. Is it off? Over the weekend, we heard the president of Pengasyn on national television telling us that subsidy is back and that the government should come clean on this and let us know that subsidy is back, because if the price of crude on the international market is at $93, $94 a barrel, and we're still buying fuel at 500 plus 600, then someone is subsidizing something. But then yesterday, Melekari of the NNPCL said, no, subsidy is not back. Government is just recovering its costs. What do you think? All right, well, we'll be talking about a lot of things this morning on The Breakfast, and we'll be touching on these which I just mentioned, because we'll be talking about the NMPCL this morning as our first hot topic. He did make a very strong statement during the summit on Monday held by Pengasin in Abuja. I want to take a look at that and also discuss if we have a subsidy or not. Is it gone or is it still here with us? Stay with us. It will be time for Up the Press in a moment. You want to find out what are the stories on the front pages of some national dailies this morning.